read a fair amount of entitled family members and parent stories in my time, but nothing quite as entitled and delusional as this one. Am I the a-hole for kicking my mother out of my wedding after she brought my ex as her plus one? 30-year-old male, started seeing June, 29-year-old female, about 3 years ago. My mother has never really liked June for a couple of reasons. The main one being the fact that June didn't let my mom push her around. She kept firm boundaries, which I really admired, and she even helped me do the same. My mom hated this, calling June controlling and wishing I hadn't broken up with my previous girlfriend, Margot, who my mom loved. I was with Margot for 5 years, and it was horrible. Margot was very controlling and manipulative and always guilted me into things I wasn't comfortable with. But thanks to support from friends and my sister, I was able to leave her. It was hard, but I had help and my life has improved since. My mom was very upset with this, but relationships didn't last. So she eventually let it go until I started dating June about a year later. When June and I announced our engagement, my mom didn't freak out, which was weird considering my mom hates June. She was very calm, but I just took it as she was finally accepting this, and so I didn't think much of it. Everything was fine and smooth up until the wedding. I gave both my parents plus ones to the wedding since they both remarried after I graduated college, so I'm not close to their spouses, but gave them the option of inviting them. We had a very small ceremony, just immediate family and a few close friends. After the ceremony, me and June went to take pictures and then met back with everyone we invited to the reception, which was pretty big. When we got there, my sister and June's best friend slash maid of honor ran up to us in a panic. Before they even said anything, I spotted it. My mom was at the table with my dad, my dad's wife, and Margot. I really wanted to freak out, but June kept me calm. I walked over, pulled them both aside, and simply told them to leave. My mom tried to explain Margot and I are soulmates, and June is just in the way of true love, but I wasn't hearing it. I didn't care. Just got my best friends to escort them out, and I returned to the party where luckily, after a few moments, I was able to relax and enjoy it. I really didn't think this would all turn into something huge, but me and June just got back from our honeymoon where we didn't have our phones. And seeing mine, I saw hundreds of texts from multiple family members. They all think I was an a-hole for kicking my mom out of her only son's wedding. For the record, she was there for the ceremony, but apparently was really upset she was kicked from the reception. Here's a summary of my family's thoughts. Some think I could have just ignored Margot and didn't have to freak out. A few others, including my dad, think I should have just kicked Margot and let my mom stay. But after the stunt my mom pulled, I didn't want her there either. I'm starting to second guess myself since everyone is really mad. June and my sister are on my side, but I fear my dad may be right and I should have just let my mom stay and made Margot leave. So, am I the a-hole? So, my first instinct is absolutely 100% no. I don't know why on earth your mom would think that this is an okay thing to do. If there is ever a place for your ex to never be, would be at your wedding with your new fiance. As for the dad, he sounds like a complete and total pushover. Cause sure, you could have let your mom stay and just kind of swept the whole thing under the carpet until later on so that she could have enjoyed the event. But at the same time, there are certain things that happen in your life that you really have to take a stand with your family members for, and it has to be impactful sometimes for it to really sink in for them. The fact that your mom was actually trying to say that you and your ex were soulmates and then meant to be together at your wedding with your new partner is even crazier. And I'm starting to understand, based on how controlling and manipulative that your mother is, why she enjoyed your ex so much, since she was apparently the same way and thought that it would be totally fine to show up at your wedding with your new partner. As for the friends and family that stood behind your mother, I would really love to know what version of the story they heard and why they still thought that it was okay to invite Margot to the wedding. Because if I were one of the family members that were asked about that, my first thought would have been, well, why did you invite his ex in the first place? In what world is that a normal thing to do? And for what reason would you want to do that? And why would they want to be there? For so many people to just be okay with that fact alone, let alone whatever twisted version of the story they heard, doesn't make any sense. As for your sister and really close friends, I'm glad that they all have enough of a backbone to back you up, as well as to help you make decisions to better your life and get away from the toxicity that you were feeling while you were in the relationship. And then, of course, during this wedding ceremony that was supposed to be a beautiful and wonderful event in your life that your mom decided she was going to invite your ex to. As always, I want to know your thoughts. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you think the OP was the a-hole for kicking his mother and ex out of the wedding? Or do you think he freaked out and overreacted?